Hi guys, so I'm going to read Marvel Mystery Comics number 6, The Angel Story. So that comic was published in April of 1940. But before I read that story, I'm going to read this text one that I forgot to read in Marvel Mystery Comics number 2. So Deathbird Squadron by David C. Cook. Giant bombers versus the Angel's love of peace? How can he hope to win? The night was calm, quiet, and the civilian populace of that little Polish town was going about its business as usual. Yes, they were in the midst of a great war, with the enemy horde invading rapidly, sweeping everything in its path to destruction. But the only indication that the people of Grybo gave of the fact was the tight, grim lines that marked their pale faces. And then the stillness of the night was shattered by the blasting of the air raid klaxons. The shrill, deep, tinny voice of the siren blasted, as if in agony, and instantly the town was plunged into darkness. Madly the civilians dashed for cover, filling every basement and bomb shelter to overflowing. And then the streets were deserted, devoid of all human life, except for a blue-clad figure that walked silently and unhurriedly along the side streets. It was the Angel, and once more he was on the prowl in his never-ending campaign to wipe the international warmongers from the face of the With a great wail of wide-open jumbo engines, the squadron of death dealers appeared over the city, their jet-black wings looking like evil birds of prey. And then the bombs began to drop. They fell silently, swiftly, toward the unprotected city below. The eggs from the death birds struck full blast in the midst of the city. The detonation of the bombs was terrific, was enough to burst the eardrums of anyone who might be in the streets. But the Angel had anticipated that, and long before the first bombs had dropped, he had flexed his lithe muscles and had bounded lightly to the top of the highest building in sight. And as the closest Junkers bombers loomed directly overhead, the Angel again bent low, put his mighty arms behind him. With a rapid calculation of the speed and height of the plane, the Angel threw his arms forward, pushed downwards with his powerful legs at the same time. He sped through the black of the night with the speed of a high-caliber bullet. Closer, ever closer, he traveled toward the massive plane. And then he grasped it. The Angel's nimble but strong fingers closed tightly around one of the wheel pants on the leading bomber. He held on grimly, the slipstream blasting around his body like the breath of some ancient monster, trying to throw him off, to hurl him to earth in a shapeless mass. But those powerful fingers closed more tightly, and the Angel slowly raised himself to a sitting position on the pent. Then he began to climb over the wing, holding tightly to the leading edge, toward the fuselage. At the wing root he again paused, took a lungful of strength-giving air, and then smashed his fist through the metal skin of the flying monster. "Gottenhimmel!" came a startled cry from inside the plane. "Donnerwetter! What is that?" "Just this," answered the Angel, picking up the pilot and throwing him straight at the figure of the gunner. The two men fell silently to the floor of the bomber, their skulls crushed like eggshells. The Angel then threw their bodies aside, grabbed the Spandau machine gun in the turret, and swung its muzzle toward the nearest ship The of the bullets could scarcely be heard over the sound of the mighty engines. But the bomber he was firing at suddenly nosed up, burst into scarlet flames, and started to spin grotesquely toward the ground. There was a machine directly beneath the doomed bomber, and the two exploded in a roaring flash as they collided in midair. Then the Angel pointed the nose of his ship toward the remaining enemy bomber. He locked his controls into position, and then jumped just before the whirling prop in the nose of his junkers smashed full blast into the wing of the other ship. The Angel's cape waved blood red behind his blue-clad figure as he hurled through the air and landed easily on the street below, and vividly matched the crimson of the two interlocked ships that were slowly swirling down the sky, going into a tight spin from which they would never recover. People were now staring amazedly at the vacant sky above, wondering what had happened to the ships that had been raining death upon them. But the Angel smiled. He knew that this was just another feather in his cap that the world would never know about. He knew that this was just another one of his heroic deeds that he would never be thanked for. The end. The Angel, a stately, clean-cut figure, walks leisurely through a slum section of the city. Keen-eyed and sharp-witted, he is known to the underworld as a devil in disguise, and to the police and law-abiding citizens as the Angel. He glanced into a cafe. In the cafe, a big, burly giant is giving a young slight man a terrific beating.
I'll teach you a thing or two, you young pup.
Lay off the kid, Rocco, before I crown you.
Then, as the younger man slumps to the... Nice exhibition, Rocco. Or whatever your name is. Take a good rest. 'Cause I'm gonna give you the beating of your life.
Oh, so you want to start something, Fancy Pants?
Better move along, bud. He's no one to play around with.
Take care of that hat. I had it made to order.
Well, ready to beat me up?
Rocco charges viciously, but the Angel ducks and rips his left into Rocco's midsection. As the giant doubles up, a crashing right lifts him high over a table. I'm not through with you yet. Get up on your feet.
I've had enough.
At that moment, several men enter the cafe.
Break it up. You want to bring the cops around?
Well, if it isn't Gabby Harris and his bodyguards. Wonder what he's been up to. He's jittery.
Huh? How do you know who I was?
Oh, I just make that my business.
Well, make it your business to stay out of here.
Well, so long, Gabby. See you in the police lineup.
Why you?
Before Gabby is able to turn, the Angel is gone.
Boss, look. What's on your back?
Where'd he go? What?
What the?
The Angel. So that's who it was.
Think everything will go okay with him around?
Don't worry. I've heard he's a devil. But he's got to be a pretty tough one to get in my way and stay there. Come on. We got work to do.
Meanwhile, the Angel has changed to his familiar attire and is investigating the alley next to the cafe. Uh-oh. A guard next to their car with his gun drawn. Must be something pretty important in it, if they have someone watching it. As the guard turns, the angel strikes. You'll live through it all right. You need a little rest anyway. What's this? A girl? Hello? Why, Mary Edwards, what are you doing here?
Tom Holloway. So you're the so-called angel.
Must be 6 other people. But keep it under your hat, or I'll wring your neck. How come you're here?
I was kidnapped for this necklace. They think it's the real one, but it's only a dummy.
Well, that is something to kidnap you for. As I understand it, the real necklace is worth about $500,000.
That's right. But what am I going to do now?
Act scared stiff, and give them the necklace. They won't want you on their hands, so they'll drop you off somewhere near your home.
Are you sure I'll be all right?
Yes. Here they come. I'll sit close by and keep an eye on you.
Couldn't I just give you the necklace and go home? I won't say a word about it. My life means more to me than it does.
Okay. Fuck over the rocks. As long as I have them, I'm satisfied. $500,000 worth of rocks. You two drop her off a couple of blocks from her house and meet me in Nichols.
Sure, Gabby.
Nichols, the largest dealer in gems in the country. So that's who the liquidating agent is. As the car starts off to take Mary home, the angel leaps from the shadows to the back of it. It looks like there's more to this than just a plain holdup. I'll have to work fast so I can get the lowdown on Nickel before he finds out that the necklace is a phony.
Good night. He'll break his neck one of these days.
Pleasant dreams, boys! The heavy sedan swerves crazily for a moment, then pulls up to the curb. Help me tie these 2 up.
This is fun. Where are we going next?
Fun, eh? If one of these thugs had a chance to use his gun, we'd be receiving lilies in the morning. Now you're going home. Call the police and have them raid that cafe where I met you.
Oh, all right. But I still want to go with you.
After leaving Mary at her home, the angel roars off for Nichols, where Gabby Harris has taken Mary's supposedly valuable necklace. As the angel stops in front of Nichols' jewelry house, he sees Gabby Harris entering. Did you bring the gems?
Yep, right here in my pocket. What do you think of this ice?
Exquisite. I sold a family this necklace myself. Let me look at it closely.
Why, you cheap, petty larceny crook, what are you trying to pull on me? This necklace isn't worth the price it costs to have it made. It's glass.
Glass, eh? Trying to make me believe that so's you'll cash in on it?
All right, you fool. What's this?
Nickel picks up a hammer and sends it crashing down on the necklace, shattering it into fragments.
Well, have you ever seen perfect diamonds break like that?
No.
That crook passing off a phony on me? I'll get her for this.
At that, Gabby whips out his gun and turns raging toward the door. Going somewhere, Gabby?
You!
Before Gabby is able to fire, powerful arms strike out. At the same time, Nickel sees the intruder and opens fire. Instead of the bullets from Nickel's gun hitting the angel, they tear into Gabby, who is between the two. Stunned for a moment by what happened, Nickel lowers his gun. Like a flash, the angel sends a chair flying at Nickel, knocking the gun out of his hand, and pounces upon him before he is able to recover it. Literally mashed to a pulp, Nickel drops in a heap from the angel's crashing blows. Well, Nickel, it looks like your days as a jeweler are over. More than likely for life. Placing Harris and Nickel in the sedan with the two other thugs, the angel drives off to the nearest police station. As the two policemen come out of the station, in front of which the angel parked the car with the thugs,
It seems funny that we couldn't find Gabby and his bodyguards in that raid.
Yes, say, look at this. Parking right in front of the station.
You're gonna get a ticket for... What's this? Gabby Harris and Nickel, the famous jeweler.
Look, a note. Here's another tip on a raid you can make. Nickel's Jewellery House. In checking over his books, you'll find out he's a front for stolen gems. The angel! Whoa!
several days later,
It's about time you took me somewhere, instead of chasing criminals all the time. Psst, look at them rocks.
Next, she wears phony ones. Didn't you hear what happened to Gabby Harris?
Phonies, eh? I'll have you know these are the real diamonds.
Murray overhears the thugs talking and turns back. You've said enough, young lady. Come on.
Ouch, hey!
Have you gone goofy? We'll probably have every snatch thief in town after us by now.
Yes, dear.
Don't miss the next episode of The Angel, appearing only in Marvel Comics.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. If you have any requests you want me to do, just let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you when I can do the request. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.